Happy New Year's Eve! It's Uncensored Conversation with your girl, Victoria, and we are here tonight to celebrate the last Sunday in 23. I know that some of you are probably getting ready to either go back to the church or you're getting ready to go to the house parties. I don't know. Or you may be like me. You're going to sit at home and enjoy the pleasures of your own home on this evening. But I just knew we had to come on and do the final show for 2023. It has been an amazing 12 months. And can we all agree to disagree that not everything has been bad, not everything's been good, but it has been absolutely amazing, right? If we are at this moment right now, then we've gotten to the point where we can actually breathe a little bit and even experience some things and be happy about it. I know the ad went out at 7:15. I don't know what that's about. I think people thought I was going to be late at the end of the year. Who, me, your girl? Late? Never. But we are so super excited. Go out there and tell everybody that Uncensored Conversation is on right now. Right now. Because when we get out here tonight, I promise you, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to rest. I'm going to get some sleep and then get ready for the beginnings of a new year. You know, you typically on Sunday nights, we have a guest. And so all of my people that have been on previously, you know, I want to give everybody a break because there's a lot of podcasting going on, and there's going to be some more new podcasters coming back, coming to the front line. And so, you know, it's always good for us to, I want to, you know, say thank you to all of my guests that have been on with me since I began the program, during the pandemic. Lisa Washington and Michelle Behan. It's a bunch of us started all of our programs, our new podcast in 20 during the pandemic. And so to all of my fellow podcasters, you did the daggone thing in 23 and we're going to rock and roll in 24. But I do know there's some phenomenal people that are coming in 24 with new podcasts, with new content and some new things that anyone and everybody can enjoy, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and shout those people out now and tell you to get ready, because you will be coming as a guest on Uncensored Conversation. So don't get it twisted. We want to continue to see some of you all. But to all of my, my fellow podcasters and my fellow guests that have been on the show tonight, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate the closing of the show to you all. Now, what that means is that I'm going to show some clips from some of our previous shows. You can go to YouTube. You can look at our YouTube channel. For those of you that are out there on YouTube right now, you can go down and you can hit the section that says live. And so when I tell you that, you can click on our live station. I'm sorry, I'm trying looking at comments that's coming up from people, but you can hit that live button and it will take you to all of our previous, any of our broadcasts that we do here with Victoria Elevates. It'll show you all of our podcasts, all of our broadcasts, and even the things that we do with Elevation Moments. It will show you those podcasts as well. I will tell you that coming in 24, we got some new time frames that we're going to be doing some things with. Some people have been asking us to come back earlier in the mornings. We used to come on at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to adhere to some of our prestigious pushers, and you're probably going to see us twice a day. Who knows? But get ready for 2024 because we got some amazing things coming. We got some amazing programs that's getting ready to happen. If you have not registered for the vision board and wine painting that we're going to be doing, I started to say wine tasting, wine painting party that we're going to be doing in High Point on January the 20th. On January the 20th, make sure you come and be a part of that event. The tickets, we will post that information out later this evening, but make sure you come on and be a part of that. We're going to be talking about vision boarding. We're going to be talking about manifestation. We're going to put some things into place at that workshop. We want you to be there with us. We don't want you to miss any of it. Hey, Pastor Sheena in the house, girl. I bet y'all rocked it at VIP on today. I got to come and play a visit down there and see what you guys are doing. I thank Pastor Sheena for always popping in on me. We had the pleasure of meeting her and her other family members, and we used to fellowship a lot. But I'm so glad that she and I have reconnected. It's always a pleasure to have women and men of God in the house with me too, because my program is designed to be unscripted, but talk about topics that everybody can enjoy, right? And so tonight we're going to be moving forward with some things that, like I said, I want to be able to, go back and say, thank you to some of the people that have been on my show for periods of time. And it's just going to be a flashback of 23. Now, we try to go ahead and do some things. We were going to download it so I could just hit the button like I normally do and all that. But it got to be a little bit treacherous, y'all. So I'll just be honest with you. So we're going to try something different because, I try to do things different. But one of the things I want to tell you about going over to the new year, right? Because a lot of people, Pastor Sheena, they're waiting. They waited until tonight and to start writing down some things and to start getting ready for the new year. Let me tell you what I didn't do. I don't do resolutions, things of that nature, but I do. Hey, Michelle B. Hammonds out there in London, y'all. She traveling around the world. Michelle, we hope you're having a great trip out there, my friend. Make sure you send me lots of pictures and bring me Abraham back too, please. But when I tell you that, tonight we just want to go ahead and show you a lot of things that you can be a part, you can see what has happened through the last few months on the show. But when we talk about moving into the next year, right? Sometimes we talk about moving over to 2024. You start planning things, you start making some things happen. Can I be honest with you? Don't wait till the party is over. Shout now. Look, I changed the song, Pastor Sheena. Don't wait till the battle is over. Shout now. And what I'm saying to you tonight is don't wait till midnight to plan those plans and change things and move things over. Go ahead and set some things into motion right now. Start those processes of positive mind setting, right? Because here at Elevated Not Tolerated, we talk about positive mind setting. And that's what we want to continue moving into 24. Make sure that you're thinking about how you're manifesting positive things. If you've noticed on our page, we started posting some things that's a little bit different for moving into 24. We want to give you some things to always kind of tap in and think about. Because Pastor Sheena, let's be real. It's time for us to cut out some things that no longer gives us that gives us true value. As my students would tell you, if it's not helping you grow, it's time to let it go. So what better time to let it go other than at the end of 23? This is the key do. But do not pick it back up in 24. If you're going to put it out the door, shake the dust. Pastor Sheena, I've been telling people today, it's time to shake the dust. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Shake off the dust and call it a day. Tell those things that you do not, that's not serving you, to hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more. Okay, I know. But hit the road. Tell those things that you no longer have, that no longer serve you, to hit the road. Let it go, move it to another place, and let that atmosphere be clean. As you're going into 24, let me give you some techniques that you can also include into your newness if you're going into the next level. When we talk about this on elevation moments, one of the things that you can think about doing, be 30 minutes before you go to bed. 30 minutes before you go to bed. Pastor Sheena, 30 minutes before we go to bed, girl. The old song used to be turn off the lights. Well, before you turn off the lights, go ahead and light a candle. Say some prayers, because I believe in prayer, because prayer changes things. Even when you don't think it will, prayer will change some things. But take 30 minutes to set your atmosphere. Before you go to bed, start spending 30 minutes of nothing but peace and quiet and tranquility. I promise you, take that time to read your Bible. Take that time to just flesh out all of the day's activities and get ready to move into your next level. It's time for us to kind of regenerate this mindset, change some things in the atmosphere, cause it to push to another level, if you will. So taking that 30 minutes of relaxation will cause some things in your atmosphere to change around. And this is a very, very perfect time to do it, to start doing it now, is to start looking at how you can change your atmosphere. So what I've been doing in the last 6-7 months is doing that very thing, taking 30 minutes just to be able to relax, right? Now, I can guarantee you some things. It's going to force you to stick to a plan of action. Moving into 24, it's time for us to stick to the plans, guys. You cannot have a plan and execute if you're not going to stick to it. And moving into 24, let's stick to a plan. So when you sit down and you say, I'm going to go ahead and take this 30 minutes and I'm going to do nothing but relaxation, that means cut off the phones, cut off the internet, cut off everything. I'm about to tell my neighbors, can they please cut off their music? I don't know about you, but there's a lot of things that we can do in 30 minutes to prepare, right? Getting yourself mentally ready for rest is important. One of my fellow coaching colleagues, and she'll be on our show sometime next month, is that we talk about, as coaches, we tell you that when you change the atmosphere, when you change certain things in your environment, it will cause you to start really regenerating the process in your mind. Manifestation is a part of the scriptures, is a part of the Bible. Don't get it twisted. I stick very close to whatever I talk about. I also make sure that it's incorporated with scriptures, right? And manifestation is definitely a part of what is spoken of in the Bible. So that a man thinketh, so is he. We talk about those things. We talk about getting our mind together, because this is a time in the season, because sometimes people don't understand how important what you're doing affects your life. See, this is the thing. I believe in nothing but positivity. That's the reason why sometimes I can't discuss negative things in the atmosphere. I won't speak certain things into the atmosphere, because sometimes you can speak some things over and over again and it becomes repetitious. And can I be honest with you? If you're trying to live a more generated positive life, then there's some things that we have to do. And that means sometimes hushing the noise in our head. Sometimes it just means that you got to cut some negativity out of your day, right? And it's not that anybody's bad, good, or indifferent, because sometimes people just don't understand your process. So it's time for us to create some new things in 24. So spending that 30 minutes of quality time before you go to bed, be it praying, be it just cleaning out your atmosphere. Maybe it's just sometimes it's time for you just to say, I've had enough for the day and I don't want to talk about anything else. Sometimes putting things in goals, setting positive goals and objectives can force the atmosphere to click over to some other things. Can I be honest with you? Over these last couple of days, I've had to say, God, if you don't fix it, nobody else can, right? But in that same process, it became a necessity for me to be able to sit there and determine what was the things that was causing me not to see the positivity that was around me? What was not happening in my own atmosphere? Because sometimes you can be very quiet, and people don't understand what that means. Sometimes you can get to a point where you don't, you just kind of have to shut down or shut away, if you will, in order for your mind to be able to fluctuate with some things in your atmosphere. It's not anything wrong. You can be good and not good. Sometimes we say we're good and sometimes we're not good, and that's okay. The key is when you know that you're good, stick to your guns. Be intentional about moving to your next. Stay connected to your next move, like it's the last thing that you can connect to. When you think about people, places, and things in your life, sometimes you got to move on up. The song says the Jeffersons got to moving on up to the east side, north side, west side, south side. Sometimes you got to move on up in a different way. Sometimes you have outgrown some things, people, places, and things. Sometimes you have outgrown some things, and it's time for you to generate some new energy. Get some new energy and some positivity drawn into your life. Sometimes you just cannot allow yourself to stay in the same place. When you get to a certain age, my friends, come on over here, let me tell you. At 61 years of age, I've learned that there's some things that I have to change in order to keep my peace. It's about saving your peace. When you can save your peace, my friends, can I be honest with you? When you can save your peace, let's give a high five in the air. When you can save your peace, at all costs, save your peace. Sometimes it just means that you can't talk to everybody. Sometimes it means that you can't share everything. But can I be honest with you? There's also a process that we teach, which is called the 3S. The 3S theory is this. Hey, Pastor Carter, thank you so much for being out there. Man, I have missed you. Where you been? You need to come on back over here to the show. It's so good to have you in the house today, Elder Carter. Thank you so much, my dear friend. What a pleasure. And happy early new year to you, my friend. But when I tell you, as a part of a process, one of the things that we talk about in our classes is developing a 3S process. And I can walk you through it real briefly tonight. 3 S's. The first S stands for silence. Keeping your mouth closed sometimes, whoo, baby, can make a whole big difference in your daytime. Elder Carter, I'm telling you, sometimes taking that 30 seconds to close your mouth will give you some peace, right? But the scripture also teaches us that, right? So when you can be quiet, get silent. Silence will cause you to clear out the negativity in your atmosphere. The silence can remove all of those toxic waste and behaviors out of your mind cells, right? So being silent causes some other things to happen. The second S is this: strategic plan. One of my good friends from high school, and I thank God for her. I know she's probably not watching tonight, but my good friend Kat always is out. She is my positive voice out there. When I tell you that sometimes having a strategic plan means more than anything in the atmosphere, right? Having a strategic plan where you can see structure, where you can see the end results means a whole lot. So having a strategic plan means that you're following what the scripture says, which the scripture says, write the vision, make it plain. That's a part of the strategic plan, because the Bible also tells us that he knows the plans that he has for us. So if we know that he knows the plans for us, then that means that we have to get in position to be able to hear that strategic plan that's coming from God, right? And then the third S stands for showing up. That's you and God. Well, let me rephrase that. That's God and you, because he is always in control. We're just co-piloting, y'all. That's all it is. At the end of the day, that 3S stands for showing up. I don't care what the circumstances is. I don't care where you are right now. Hey, Kat Williams is in the house, my girl. When I tell you that, when you can see the showing up part, doesn't matter what you're going through. Doesn't matter the circumstances. The key is, Happy New Year, Kat. The key is for you to show up. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Sometimes you got to put your foot to the plow and keep it moving and keep saying, look, I'm here. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do. Over the past few years, I've learned that if I had stopped what I was doing, I would not be where I am today, right? And this is the thing. You got to understand that nothing beats a failure but someone who never quit, who never starts, right? If you don't keep moving, that's when you're a failure. The key is always moving to your higher place so that you can elevate to your next level. Elevated, not tolerated. I'm just saying. Don't ever quit. Sometimes you got to get quiet, silence, and then you got to write out the plan, strategic planning, and then develop that time for you to show up. Can I be honest with you? God always lets you know when it's time to show up. You have to be able to hear effectively. There's a lot of people that are talking about they feel things or what have you, and that's all wonderful. But when I tell you when it's time for you to move, he will move you. So tonight, I want to kind of give some go and look at some old videos of some of the people that have been on our show, give you some flashbacks, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some other things for us to get ready for 24. Look, one of my guests that was on my show was a good friend of mine. And she's one of the people behind the scenes, if I can say it that way. She's one of the people behind the scenes who's always giving me some assistance. And she was one of our first guests in 23 that we had on the show. Y'all give me just a second. Doing the technicalities behind the scene sometimes can be a bit much. But this young lady is a good friend of mine. And I am so honored that no matter what I seem to do, this chick right here will come on my show and she would always bless us. And I want y'all to check it out.
Jamila Edwards Rouse, but you can call me Mila E. My friends, family calls me Mila. That was my nickname growing up. But I grew up originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, born there, but then I moved to Thomasville, Georgia at the age of 9 with my mom and my siblings. From there, I moved to Albany, Georgia to go to college at the unthinkable Albany State University. Woo-hoo, go Rams. Yes. So from there, I was in many things. I was in band. I was in the gospel choir. I was one of the directors in the gospel choir and things of that such. And then, of course, in 2017, I moved to Jacksonville, Florida. And currently, that's where I reside. I love it here. It's such a beautiful place. Yeah, I love it here. So, a little bit about me. I am, a singer, a Christian singer. I am an entrepreneur. I love God with all of my heart. I do not play with God. Okay. Also, I am the visionary to Call to Create Conference. So Call to Create Conference 2023, calling all creatives.
Oh, look at you. Get this girl, get that song in there. Yeah, girl.
Yes. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I have a conference coming up with that. Basically the goal of that is to reignite the fire within the creative. And a creative is anyone that creates. So if you're
All right, guys. So if you didn't remember who that was Lady Jamila Rouse. She is a singer, songwriter, choreographer of gospel music. She is one of the people behind the scenes that assist me with ideas and creative thoughts. If you haven't reached out to that girl to be at your next conference, I'm going to need you to go ahead and tap on into my good friend Jamila Rouse, and we can actually hook you up with her. She's doing some marvelous things. She's going to be doing some conferences next month. Guys, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss the opportunity. And she's coming to the favorite It's Fair conference that's going to be here in 2024. You don't want to miss it. You want to come and be a part of that as well. When I tell you, having some of these phenomenal, amazing people on the show has been such a pleasure for me. There's so many people that come on the show that I tend to, what I like to do is I support people that I know have great intentions and are doing positive things in the atmosphere to help other folks, right? I truly believe that we as people, we work together. It's not about you, it's about you and me together. You and me will never part. I know some of y'all watching Color Purple, y'all going to the things and all of that kind of stuff. But look, me and you will never part, that is for sure. But I believe in having people on the show that I can depend on that's going to give my viewers something good and positive to see at all times, right? And it's important that we not only tap into one aspect of family. We have to look at some other things. We have to be able to look at what makes the family, what is the true family. And we have some regular people that come on our show, and I'm gonna show you one of my favorite all times is this amazing couple that I'm gonna share with you right now. And they were just recently on the show. It's the da 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 da. It is none other than Fox. And y'all act like you just got married, like you're newlyweds.
I think that's how we feel.
Yeah.
I think that's why it comes across like that.
And then, the key to being constantly in love with this young lady here is the fact that she was my friend
Yeah.
before she was my lover. And I literally liked being around her. Now,
That's good.
on
That is
top of that, God gave me a supernatural love for her. I mean, and I think I shared it, but God gave me a supernatural love for her. But then over time, I understood the magnitude of that love. Like God dropped a love for me, a love for her in me, but I didn't understand it. I just knew it was a feeling, it was an emotion, it was a being that I was having. But over these 36 years, I now understand the why to the what he gave me. He gave me the love for her. But over the 36 years, I now understand the why to the what. And so now, even more so, I'm in love with her because there's a purpose to my love for her, and there's a purpose for her love to me. And I mean, I'm just enjoying it. And we have just scratched the surface because the Lord here recently just been telling me, telling me and telling me and telling me and telling me that things, we have sown now, and now it's our turn to reap. And so, if I may,
wow.
when you sow into the
Yeah.
soil of the kingdom of God, you don't know when the harvest is going to be released, but you just keep planting seeds in the soil. And when God has the timing of it, He's going. I hear the Holy Spirit saying He's going to bring all of the harvests to come to maturity almost at one time. But people are going to be thinking, well, it just happened overnight. But what they don't understand is we've been doing this for 36 years, and now you're seeing the benefit of our continuous soul.
So though that was Elder Robert and Lady Khadijah Falk. They are what we call here at Victoria Elevates. They are the gurus of marriage, and the impact that they give every time they come on the show is absolutely amazing. They will be coming back again in 24, and we're inviting them to be a part of our conferences in 24. We're going to do a whole relationship conference, guys, in 24. So if you ain't seen nothing yet, get ready, because it's going to be absolutely amazing in 24. But Dr. Robert and Lady Khadijah, they come to us all the time on the show to give to impact couples, and they're also impacting individuals that are thinking about, crossing over, getting married, doing the thing. And so we always enjoy them coming on because, as you can hear, after 36 years of marriage, they still give us that powerful information that holds the husband and wife together, right? But they also give the hope to people like myself that are still waiting for Abraham, I don't know why that joke is there, but he better come on in 24. Cat, you better tell it. You better come on to the vote. But at the end of the day, the Faulkners are not only a pastor and first lady team, they're also certified life coaches. That they also, they work in the relationship arena, but they're also spiritual counselors and spiritual coaches. So look, when you see the Faulkners come on the show, you better get ready because it's going to be a party time right here in the house. We don't want you to miss it. We want you to be able to be a part of it and see what's happening now, right? So we're so super excited about all of the things that's getting ready to happen. And so just in case some of you are still wondering, what do we do here at Victoria Elevates? What is it all about? Well, let me give you a little something that you won't see now, but you may not see later.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
That's it. If you didn't know what we did before, now you get a little taste of what we do, right? Look, I tell you, sometimes the greatest thing is to be able to share the stage, or if I can say that, the platform with some great friends. Hello, my friend, Coach K is in the house. New year to my beautiful friend, Coach K Clark. She is one amazing lady. The Journey Life Coaching is headed up by my good friend, Coach K Clark. Guess what? That chick is going to be back in 24 too. We're going to show you some things about her tonight too, because she is absolutely amazing and she is such a dear friend to me. And I don't even know if she realizes how much that lady right there just makes my heart beat. But I want to share with you another one of my guests that was on our show. And one of the things about doing my own podcast and in my own show is being able to bring more of my family on, bringing people that are in the business. As many as you know, my daughter Christy is Chef Christy, and she makes all those beautiful cakes that you be seeing me post. She is a full-time entrepreneur in her business. And can I also tell you, them daggone cakes be good, y'all. I'm telling you, she makes it straight from scratch. Everything to make your mouth water. She will be coming back on the show in 24. But I got a young lady that we brought on the show this year that I've been trying to get on the show forever. And she just that kind of busy. So this young lady I'm going to show you that was on our show, she was one of our guests, is somebody that is dear to my heart. And I hope y'all can tell her that she is up there. She is next online. And I'm going to tell you, main line, if you will, Jesus on the main line. We're going to put it on the Tamara line so that she'll be able to answer that question for you in just a moment. Tammy, you know what? Something I started on the show was doing a small introduction of our guests as a little bit of an incentive to help people know you from behind the scenes. And I couldn't think of but a few things to do for you. So if you'll stay tuned with our other outside guests who are watching, I want to show this video about what do you know about Tamara Roy? I guess she's the only niece I have, right? Yeah, outside of Tammy. So, but she, okay, guys, we try to show y'all little pieces.
I could probably, but now I don't think it takes 2 years now. I miscalculated. I think because of COVID, I actually thought this year would have been 10 years, but I went back and looked at my licensure. It's actually been 11 years since I've been doing hair.
Wow.
And I really didn't think it was that long because, like I said, my first semester, my mother paid for it for me to start hair school, and she passed.
Mhm.
And so I took a semester off, and then my father paid for the second semester, and he passed. So my last 2 semesters, I had no clue as to how I was actually going to complete school. I did CNA work. I worked in collections. I worked at the toy store. I worked at Pizza Hut. I worked at other jobs to suffice for income because I had children that I had to take care of. But it never stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. It was always my passion. I've always been a determined individual, and I grew up hard-headed, as you know. And not all the time is that a bad thing, because when I get something in my head, I don't care who you are, I'm going to do it. Even if I have to fail so many times, I'm going to do it because I can't sleep at night not knowing that it was something that am capable of doing. But for
Right.
somebody to tell me you can't do it or you're not gonna do it, that just gives me fire to do it. So to answer your question to the young people out there, if you do have a dream, a passion, and I don't care what it is, like it can be really small. It honestly could be something as simple as I've always wanted to be a dump truck worker. Like you can do it. Like it's nothing that should be able to stop you from doing it. You are the only person that stops you from doing it. Not saying it's not going to be anything that's going to hinder you from slowing up the process, but you're going to do it because you want to do it.
That's right. Yes, that was my beautiful niece, the one and only Tamara Lynn Roy. Honey, if you ain't made your hair appointment for 24, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and reach out to that natural hair designer. That she can put you in some places that you ain't never been. Child, she get me to do something to this auntie of hers, y'all. I just want to let you know. But I was able to bring her on my show because I believe in supporting and pushing the young folks as well as I do us tenured people. Because in the society that we live right now, there's a whole lot of things that can keep us from moving to our next level. People, places, and things happen along the journey that can keep us from moving. And one of the things that I'm so proud, I'm still proud of her as well as my daughters and my other niece, is they didn't let circumstances keep them from moving to their next level. As you even heard in her interview, she said her parents died. They died separately, and they were not able to see her full capacity of what she's doing now. But they believed in her up until that very moment. But she didn't let that stop her either. The key to making sure you move forward in 24 is not to let not one circumstance keep you from moving. Not anything. Can I be honest with you? If I could tell y'all some stories tonight, I could tell you some stories, but I'm not gonna tell you none. But when I tell you that it's going to be an opportunity for you and I to be able to sit down and be able to experience some things if we continue to move forward. I think sometimes, we don't always, try to go for our full potential because there's certain circumstances and situations that prevent us sometimes. And sometimes life in itself can keep us from moving. And sometimes it's just the fact that we don't understand the processes that we're in. And that's the reason why we always need to have some good people in our corners that can help us move to our next level. And it can help us push to another place in our own destiny. When I tell you that sometimes the very places that you will find people is absolutely amazing. When I tell you one of the people that I want to introduce that was on my show this year that I had the pleasure of bringing to my show was a good friend of mine from high school. Amazing young man. His name is Grandmaster Tony Teal. Check this out. Check out this interview with him. Da, 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 da. Hold on just a second, y'all. You know how the powers that be don't like us to be great, but that's okay. I'll be great anyway. They don't know me. They don't know me. We're going to bring Master. I wanted you to check out my friend, Master Tony Teal. So it was just a second while that rolling it up. We want to bring him. I want to show you a part of that interview because it was an absolutely one of the greatest interviews of 23 because I was able to bring somebody on the show that I hadn't seen in quite some time. I used to have a crush on him too. Anywho, we talked about doing that in the show, y'all. So y'all ready? I can say that from the time I met you until this very second, you have always been who I call my superhero. And tonight I am just so honored that you could be on the show. I don't keep people in my basket like that, but man, you have been always in my basket. I'm just
likewise. Hey,
guys.
Every time I see a post of yours, I always leave me with always.
Oh, Tony. Now, Tony, look. Now we agree with you're not gonna make me cry tonight, y'all.
I won't.
So guys, y'all got to know me and Tony go way back, like way back. We ain't gonna tell you how far back. We go back so far that y'all just wouldn't believe how far we go back. We were laughing a few minutes ago about a former classmate of ours, and I gotta say, I think you're right, Tony. I think he was trying to live you, man.
Yeah.
Because
I was your protector the whole time.
Yes. Tony the man Teal has always been my protector and my dear friend. Tony, I got a little surprise for you though.
Oh, okay.
It's a little one. You actually helped me, provide this information.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I want to introduce you guys to Mr. Tony Teal my way. And so Tony, get ready.
All right. I love it.
I didn't know any other way. I'm going to let you introduce yourself to the people a different way. But Tony, I just wanted to tell you that, again, I told you this before the show started, but my whole entire life of knowing you, you have always been that kind of guy that, because I've talked about it previously on some of my other podcasts or whatever, but, back in the day, I was bullied in school, that. And, there was things that I just didn't know how to handle. And you were always that guy that no matter where I was at school, I don't care where I was coming from, you would always say, hey, come on, Vic, come on, I got you. You always was that guy. You was the man that made me feel like I had a reason to be where I was. No matter who you were associated with, it didn't matter. Your friends knew that if they came up against y'all, I'm just telling y'all, if anybody came against Vic, Tony was like, look, that's my friend. Y'all leave her alone, And he was with some and I'm gonna put it like this, some well-known people in school, the big timers in school that you played football with, you were associated with, and you stood up against those guys and said, hey, leave her alone. That's my friend. And Tony, I never forgot that. I've never forgotten it.
I appreciate that, but to me, it was not only my duty, but as a friend, you never want to see your friend being bullied or somebody mistreating your friend. You always want to, if you call yourself or consider yourself a true friend, you're going to do whatever it takes to maintain that friendship, whatever.
And you did that for me. And then when I got older, man, I mean, we would see. Yes.
My dad was as a disciplinarian, but at the same time, he was the type of guy that said what was on his mind, didn't backtrack. Either you like his favorite words is like it or lump it. Either way.
Oh, this is true.
That's what I live by now. If you can't deal with what I'm,
that was one of the most amazing interviews of 23 for me, was being able to sit down, and you guys got to listen to the whole entire interview. It was almost a 2-hour interview that we talked about Tony's business. He is a martial arts he's a grandmaster in the field. He's been doing it ever since, I think it was like 12. Tony's been doing it forever, and he has an amazing program in Martinsville, Virginia. And those people in Martinsville, Virginia, I'm talking to you. It's time for y'all to let him into the school system to do that program. I'm telling you, because in 24, you're going to miss it. Don't sleep on Tony Till in 24, baby, because we got some things that we're working behind the scenes to help Tony get to another level with that, because his program is absolutely amazing. And you need to tap into it before you can't reach out. Guys, I'm telling you, tonight it's one of those nights where I feel like I could just, I felt like I'm on top of the world. On top of the world. What's that? It used to be Soul Train Music Awards or whatever. But anywho, I feel like I'm on top of the world. When you can get past everything that's happening to you right now, and you can see the best, you can see the good in everything, right? The good, the good, the good. Sometimes you got to take a step back and say, you know what? If it had not been for the Lord, I know that sounds kind of cliche-ish to some of y'all, but if it had not been for God on our side, where would we be? Would we be even this close to 23? When I tell you there's some people that I'm just going to give some shout out, because we're going to tap out for here in a little bit. But to Kay Clark, to Lisa Washington, to Michelle B. Hammond, Jamila Rouse, to Dr. Clara Peters, to the Faulkners, to my good friend and brother, Derek Dejaw. Yes, he was one of my guests on the show. We have a nickname for him. I do anyway. My good friend Derek, he is Mr. Prince Dejaw. He was one of our guests. To Lisa Washington, I'm trying to think of all the people that I want to just tap into. How could I forget? Donnie Got the Beats has been a guest on our show. Donnie's music is also a part of what we play in the background for our show. He has been on our show. He's going to be co-hosting some for us next year, in 2024. You don't want to miss it. Donnie's going to be doing some co-hosting. Coach K is going to be doing some co-hosting, right? We got some people that's coming out of the woodworks to help us push Victoria Elevate Sister to another level. But when I also think about Lady Stephanie Jefferson, who has been on our show, I tell you, there has been some amazing people. Kenneth Thomas has been on our show. But coming in 24, we're going to kick it up a whole heck of a notch. Carrie Price, we're kicking it up. We all about music. Taisha is going to come back. Fontez, she's coming back to talk about nonprofits. We got some things that's getting ready to happen in 24, guys. If y'all been sleeping on Uncensored Conversation, you might want to take a brain check and make sure you don't forget us in 24, because guys, I can tell you there's some things that's getting ready to happen. I can tell you even on today, God has opened up some doors for us to step into some other avenues. And guess what? I'm going to tell you right now, I was going to do it. I'm going to do it till I'm satisfied. Whatever it is, I'm going to do it. Do it till I'm satisfied. But guys, I know some of you are getting ready for your festivities for tonight. I'm drinking ginger ale because I'm a diabetical. And so I'm choosing to drink ginger ale on tonight. Hello. Because I'm going to be staying home because I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get in the bed. I'm going to cover up my head. I'm going to turn off the lights. And I'm going to wait for the clock to go by. But this is what I want you to remember on tonight. If you don't remember anything else that I have said in the last 12 months, I want you to remember that you are important to yourself first, right? Because this is the thing. One of the things that I have learned in 24 about my health is that people, places, and things will come and go, but you will always be here as long as God allows you to. And that means that you got to take care of you, right? Take care. That self-care is important. You might as well go out there and get the book, because I did it already. I already wrote it. Go ahead and get your 40 plus and fabulous book, because you're going to need it to get to your next level in 24. You're going to be able to do some things to relax and get ready, guys. Don't wait till the battle is over. Fight now, right? Don't sit there and wait for the end. Let's do something about it. A good friend of mine, I found out earlier tonight that he had a stroke. Young man of 65 had a stroke, but he is doing much better, from what I understand. Because sometimes you got to, when you're hard headed, you got to bite that bullet. But this is the thing. You never know how important your life is. Take out time to de-stress, right? De-stress and get ready, right? When you get ready to move into 24, enjoy we've been singing that song from Pharrell all these times, living your best life. Are you truly living your best life? Because I'm going to tell you something. When you can just start breathing, inhaling and exhaling, inhale, exhale, I'm going to tell you that it's going to make a big difference in your life. Start today. Don't wait for midnight. Go ahead and start now. Start thinking about some things that you need to change about how you operate your gifts and talents and stuff, because God has allowed you to be on this planet for a reason. And I'm super excited that you're here. But coming in 24, I want to bring you to the show. I want to have you on here to tell people about your endeavors and what you intend to do. There's things that you need to accomplish, and only you can accomplish it. But I want to be that driving force behind you that's going to help you move to your next level and see the greatness that lies in you. Guys, it has been so much a pleasure for me in 23 to be able to come back to Uncensored Conversation and do some new and fun things with you. Coming in 24 as we move into that 4th season. Can you believe it? We're going to move over in our 4th season, and we're going to kick it to another notch. We're going to do some things differently, but we're also always going to have a guest on the show that can empower you and embrace you and educate you, even to move to your next level. To those of you that continue to support us, we appreciate you. All night long, you've been sitting at the bottom of my screen for you to sow a seed. We are still trying to help some families on tonight. We're trying to help do some things that we can be able to push to another level. When I tell you that God is good, God is continuing to be good. When I just want to reach out to you and say, please don't stop helping somebody else. The part of the reason why we are on this planet is to be able to be a help to our brothers and sisters. I can say to you tonight that I have seen some people move some mountains for me because God has put them in my life. And when I tell you, when you allow God to use you effectively, you never know who you're going to bless in the process. You never know who's dependent on you. I just want you to know tonight that next Sunday, we're going to have something special. Okay, Clark, get ready. We got some things that's going to be coming next week that we want you to be getting ready for, because there's some programs that we are pushing, some programs that we're supporting that we want to see come to the forefront, and they're going to come on the show to be able to do that. But get ready, guys. It's almost 8:00. So look, this is what I've always done. Can I tell you a secret? All these years, I usually take a nap. And then I wake up about 11:54. My family, y'all know I'm out there. At 11:54, I pick up the phone and I do some things that my sister and I was talking about this today. Our mother used to call everybody at midnight, and she would say, "Happy New Year, I love you," and she'd hang up. I'm going to make a point of myself tonight to wake up and get up and do some things. But when I wake up this time, I'm going to have one of those Lazarus moments. I'm going to shake off everything that I don't need. When you're walking into 24 this year, shake the dust off of some things, people, places, and things that you have no need for. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Okay, yeah, that's my cheerleading days. But anywho, I was a cheerleading coach. But anywho, as we're getting ready to, I don't want to let you go. I don't want to let you go. But I'm going to let you go tonight. We will see you on Tuesday. We will be back with Yes, Elevation Moments is coming back on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're going to start a whole series, so you don't want to miss it. I promise you, it's going to be good. All right, guys, it's been a happy 2023. And it's going to be a more happier 2024. And it's going to be because you have helped me to remain elevated and not tolerated. I'll see you in 24.